smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you.
Hello my lovelies, this is simsfel and welcome back to the Sims 4 Vampire Amazon series with the Salazar Coven. When we left off in the previous episode, the ladies had just arrived at Granite Falls to celebrate Vampfest, which will be commencing in a couple hours' time. And the special vampires leading this Vampfest is going to be our beautiful scholar over here, Lady Kennedy. I hope Kennedy Savage has her thoughts in order and all the things she needs to get done, because this is the first time the young brood of Narcissa and the Generation 3 are actually being brought over to this particular manor, and it's going to be a very important part of their culture and upbringing to make sure they know their histories and for them to really root this place into their hearts. So I'm quite excited to see how Kennedy's about to make this really nice and fun. Obviously, we kind of know the go if you've been around for the previous episodes and stuff. And if you guys have any suggestions about what sort of stories or theories about what stories you think Kennedy would have told the children and everyone else, given the fact that, of course, she is quite new to the coven, then please leave them down in the comments below. But she was just out here, hold on a second, guys. She was out here having a little bit, oh, yep, okay, they're continuing, I guess. They're stargazing together, which is fine. I'm quite happy for that to be a thing. And while she's been doing that, oh my goodness, let's get on down. All the other vampiresses have been going about. Isn't this nice? Do you guys remember this place? It has been a while. The last time we were actually here was the day after Morgana aged up into an immortal, and the day after her mother died at the hands of Queen Sheba Salazar. Oh, look. Oh, this is so cute. She's researching, but I like to think she's maybe talking to this tree. And oh my goodness, this is crazy. Holy cow. What is this? Oh, it's just a huge plasma tree. It looks crazy. Look at that. That's pretty awesome. This must be like a really magical plasma tree that's grown so long. Its fruits are floating. I love it. Absolutely love it. And Morgana's over here obviously studying it. This is what she likes doing as the priestess. But the last time we were here, yeah, it was pretty tense and turbulent. But we are back to hopefully have a pretty good Vampfest. Now, the one thing that we need to get done is practically tell stories. And all the ladies are going to take turns telling stories, but Lady Kennedy is going to be leading the whole affair. So that's kind of what we say. And while we wait for Vampfest to kind of kick in, let's go ahead and see what the different ladies are up to and maybe some of the stuff they want to get done. For example, okay, so Ursula wanted to go for a jog, but I don't think it would be appropriate to go just now, so I think we'll skip out on that until a more appropriate time. Lady Clara, also, we need a more appropriate time for her to be able to play in a leaf pile. So you won't be able to work on that just yet. Morgana, the queen, wants to talk to Princess Genevieve. We can arrange for that. Okay, also, this manor does have a few technologies, which the ladies are not privy to in their own castles, so they do get a little bit excited about all of these cool things they get to come and use and learn about when they come to this place. But the queen is going to come here and talk to... not send home. She's going to talk to Genevieve, Princess Genevieve. I don't know about what, but about something. Yeah. Maybe she's imparting some sort of important knowledge onto her daughter. I can see that, because I do think now that the princess is older, the queen has all these expectations, and I feel like from now on, every time she talks to the princess about something, it's probably going to be something to do with the role of heiress or becoming queen or the queendom, something like that. But okay, guys, well, the queen has spoken to the princess. She said something about the princess, obviously. But I do want to go ahead. I am going to turn off autonomy because we need to get the ladies in order. There's one thing I've learned in the past whenever we have Vampfest is that you don't have enough time to tell the stories with 8 ladies. So you need to get everyone going as soon as the event starts. And then maybe they can do other things towards the end. So I'm going to get the queen, most probably, to sit right here because it's in the middle and I like that. The queen's going to sit there. And we're going to start having all the children kind of sit around or near. So we'll have Freya sit here. We'll have Princess Genevieve sit next to her mother. So the royal couch. We'll have the royal couch. We'll have Ursula sit maybe on this side with... She doesn't like Persephone. So I don't think she'd sit with Persephone. Maybe with Lady Kennedy over here. Lady Kennedy's going to sit with Ursula. We'll have Persephone sit on this side with Lady Clara. And I think Morgana is going to sit on this couch over here. So there we go. Actually, Morgana, you can sit like next to Princess Genevieve because you guys are going to be pretty close to. So there we go. Look at everyone. Very nice. Very nice. And Freya is still in her sleepwear. I'm just going to get her to change to her everyday wear. I feel like her mother would be fussy about something like that. There we go. There we go. Isn't that precious? Oh, they're so precious. Beautiful royal family. Okay, we're just waiting on the priestess and Persephone. And I think Kennedy's going to get started with the stories. Oh, yeah. So another thing we actually look at is who likes the festival and who doesn't. Just super quick. Seems as though Freya's not into this at all, but she's definitely going to be forced to sit through this because, well, her mother likes it. Genevieve doesn't mind. Neither does Ursula. Persephone doesn't mind either. Neither does Clara. Morgana is just like Freya. She doesn't like this whole thing. The queen loves it. Absolutely. She's a bookworm. And so does Kennedy, which is awesome because she's a scholar and that makes sense. But okay, Kennedy is going to begin by telling Ursula a story. And let's find a story for her to tell. I would love it if we had more story options. I don't feel like we have. She's going to tell a dramatic story. And everyone takes turn telling stories. Okay, and then we're going to have the queen probably tell the princess a story. Oh geez, she's always crying. I don't know what that's about. She's going to tell the princess a story. Engaging story, and then she's going to tell a story to her younger daughter as well. Maybe tell her a funny story. And then Morgana. Morgana might want to chat with the princess in a little bit. Maybe she can tell the princess a certain story. It would be nice if we had more story options. We honestly don't. I don't feel like that's cool. Group story? No, I don't want to tell a group story. I want her... We'll tell her a funny story then. Yeah, funny story. That's fine. She's going to wait her turn, but she's going to get there eventually. And then we'll have Clara and Persephone. Ask question about movie's plot. No, that is not something we need to be doing right now, everyone. Really not. Okay, let us tell a dramatic story. There we go. So everyone's talking, which is pretty cool. We just need to make sure everyone's telling each other stories until their little whims are complete or they're fulfilled, whatever it is they need to do for Vampfest. I don't know, in the future what we might do is actually get rid of these events because I actually really like when we get more freedom on what we do with certain things. So we might go ahead and do that. I'm starting to think, kind of like how I do all the other events. I don't really pressure anyone to do, like not everyone has to do the same thing over and over again because then it just becomes repetitive and irritating. But you guys let me know what you think about that. I'll have to see. Okay, she is going to tell maybe a funny story this time. We have 3 story options to swap between, especially for something that's kind of focused around stories, and I don't feel like that's entirely cool. She's complete, and I think Ursula's going to have a chance to tell her stories as well. So let's get her to do that. Okay. Dramatic and engaging. Let's go, let's go. There we go. So she's telling her own thing, and I think you need to tell 2 stories just about in order to get... Okay, the queen's super close. So the queen is going to tell her daughter another funny story, and I think Freya, she doesn't follow, so Freya is not even going to want to bother telling stories. She's just fine to listen to the queen and whatever the queen's saying to her. Listen to her mother, telling her some important things. Okay, the queen's complete. Morgana doesn't believe in that sort of thing. The princess, though, I think, would want to tell Morgana some stories for sure. So she's going to tell Morgana a funny story. I think a couple funny... Oh, no, an outrageous story. Yeah, of course. She's going to tell Morgana an outrageous story. And I think everyone's listening because they're talking in a little bit of a group. That's quite cute. These four, they are a family. They are a family if you think about it. Okay, and then let's check on the others. Ursula is getting there, slowly but surely. And I know some of you lovelies actually wrote something pretty cool. One of you lovelies wrote something pretty cool in the previous episode. Let's tell a story. Saying that you see Ursula as the, like the silent but destructive type. And I thought that was actually pretty fitting for her. In that that's probably why she doesn't seem as though she doesn't like Morgana. She probably does, but it's because she most likely is harboring all of that because she's just watching Morgana for now. And we don't know how that's going to come out later on in her life, but for now, she's kind of just watching, testing the waters. Engaging story, and then a funny story after that, maybe? Yes. And Clara, you need a story as well before you're done. It's so much easier to just get them to tell each other a funny story because... that's so much easier because you have to click through so many interactions, like tabs, to get to the other stories in the friendly category. Clara's telling her story, so is Persephone. Okay, they're taking turns. I'm happy with that. And this is great because this also, another thing it actually encourages, which I don't think about too much, is getting their relationships up. All these ladies are going to get their relationships up with each other by telling these stories, which is pretty cool. Okay, she done? She's listening. She needs to tell another story, perhaps. Yeah, especially the funny ones. They probably get your relationship up a whole heap. So she's going to be telling a story. Is Persephone, you need to tell another one. And then you guys, outrageous, and then you guys are good to go. And they're building up some charisma skills, comedy skills. All of those sort of things are being encouraged over here with these ladies. Look at that chandelier. It's really pretty. But look at that. And this is pretty funny, but this setting actually matches with Genevieve's color scheme. That's pretty cute. Okay, we're going to quickly go through everyone. Are they done? Oh no, Genevieve. Genevieve, you need to tell another story, honey. Outrageous story. Come on. I mean, we do have the whole day, but if I can get all of this done now, then I can spend the rest of the day working on other things with the ladies. Okay, we're done pretty much. I think Kennedy just wants to tell one more story to Ursula, and then we're pretty much done. So, story. Yep, we are done. And what stories do you guys think these ladies might have told each other? I think it'd be interesting to kind of reflect on what they know, what their personalities are like, what type of stories they would have told, what lessons each of these ladies would have learned over here, especially the youngsters. Because there's definitely a reason to all of this. It's so that Ursula, Freya, Genevieve, and Persephone actually learn something from the older vampires and their experiences. So I don't know. I do remember back in Generation 1, the stories were very much centered around Persephone's grandmother, who was a traitor at the time. And yeah, it was kind of like a warning against that sort of thing. But I know that was one of the big stories back at their time. But what story do you think would be super big here? I don't know if they'll talk, probably not about Morgana and her like traitorous actions because she is very much still part of the coven. So that'd be a little bit awkward. And she's married to the queen, so I don't think you want to do that. But I'm going to quickly hop onto options and make autonomy full because now the ladies can go about doing whatever they want since they've completed the action that I needed them to complete for the day. Right, okay. Now that they've done that, they'll probably get up and do whatever they want to do. We had, I think, a leaf pile and exercising with the ladies. Oh, and Freya wanted to talk to the monster under the bed. So, I don't know if we can actually do that right now because there is no monster under the bed. So we can't do that, but she wants to cloud gaze with Persephone. Uh-oh, where did that go? Befriend a child. Well, you are our only child, so I don't know how that's going to work out. How is that going to work out? There's literally no other child for you to befriend. Which kind of sucks. And another interesting thing that I haven't thought about before is the fact that Freya is going to have a huge age gap with the next child, with the next female to be born in the coven. And I know you guys have already started giving me your suggestions. Some of you want Lady Clara to have the next baby. Some of you want Lady Kennedy to have the next baby. So it's probably going to be between the two. I haven't decided which one yet. But there is going to be a huge age gap between Freya and the next baby to be born. I mean, Freya's got 7 days before she ages up. And by the time that baby moves into the castle, Freya will most likely be a teen. So that's pretty crazy. Okay, let's see. Who else? Okay, Ursula, I don't really want to send you out, but you want to go for a jog. She wants to go for a jog, and I don't want to send her out right now. I guess it wouldn't be too much of a problem. What's her energy? Her energy is pretty full. So here's what I'll do. I'll send her for a jog. And then once her energy starts going down a little bit, I am going to bring her straight back. Because I don't want her to risk anything. That's not going to be overly cool. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, well, that's right. Well, she's going to go out for a jog in the sun, which she probably hasn't in a long time. And I'm so sorry if my game is really laggy, but I don't know why that exactly is. It's been like that for the past couple of days. And it must be because of all the extra content and stuff that was brought in. Like, the game's probably struggling a little bit because it has so many things in it right now, but I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows the problem that the game's having? It's having some sort of problem. Especially with, like, a household that's this full. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, well, she got her whim done. Go back to the home. Go back to the house. Please, go back to the house. Yeah, she's already feeling it. Okay, time to go back in. Time to go back in. Let's go. Let's go. No, not you, Freya. Ursula, go back in. She's feeling to, yeah, get your umbrella out and go back in. And I love how that's clipping through because her arm can't bend. Oh, that's funny. Because of the dress, her arm can't bend. The dress is mesh or animation. Like, it's making the animation weird. Oh well, she's gonna make it back inside pretty soon. That's fine. Oh, goodness gracious. Come on, let's go, let's go. Yeah, she's about to make it back inside. There we go. You're safe now. I'm happy she's safe. Okay. Well, you're done. And I think Clara wants to go play out with a leaf pile. Is there a leaf pile we can find? If we can find a leaf pile, then I'll let her play in it. But I don't know if we'll be able to find one. I don't see a leaf pile. We might have to cancel that little wish. Yeah, I think we'll cancel that whim. She wants to also find a vampire mentor. We can do that. Yeah, actually the queen's really good at being a vampiress. You could probably mentor the queen. I mean the queen, what am I saying? I mean the queen could probably mentor you. So I'm going to get her to ask the queen for some training. And then she can get mentored. And the queen's feeling pretty... Oh my goodness, Clara, what are you doing? You silly vampiress, what are you doing glitching through walls? That's not what we're about. She's going to go down, get mentored by the queen. I think this is actually a pretty cool step for Clara, that she feels brave enough to get mentored by the queen. As we've discussed previously, I think she gets so intimidated. She gets way too intimidated. And so she doesn't approach the queen or any member of the royal family. But this is pretty cool. If she can get mentored a little bit, that's going to help her out heaps. And I did say it would work on their powers, but I haven't had time to. What I'll do actually is in the next episode, will probably come in, look at each of the ladies, the PowerPoints they have, and start assigning them. Yeah, I think that would be actually a good thing to do. Oh, look at that. I haven't seen the Queen actually train anyone in a long time. And this, I'm starting to get like a really weird feeling, guys, on the inside. It feels weird because I'm starting to like remember back in Generation 1, it was Sheba, Narcissus' mother, that used to do things like this, train the others. She was the older, wiser figure. And now, Narcissus taken that place. I mean, she was the young teenager. She was the youthful, inexperienced sort of vampiress that used to look to others for help. But now, she's one of the wisest members of the Coven. And everyone goes to her. As she's getting older, I'm starting to see more and more of Sheba in her, guys. I don't know. That's just me. But anyways, with that said and done, I'm going to leave off here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye-bye.